Okay, pues, you ready?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm good. Ready. And a happy camper.
A happy camper. Salud.
Salud.
Vámonos. Let's go. Local breweries. This is a Saison. Like I said, it's almost like a sour. It surprised me because I thought we've been on that kombucha hype, sour hype, but this is a little bit like more weedy.
Yeah. I was looking for kombuchas or just different beers but they only have like 12 packs. And I'm like, to have 12 packs in that fridge.
Yeah, it's no va a caber. No va a ser la cosa.
So nomás un 4, un 6, un 8.
Speaking of a 12-pack, Cesar, we got a tailgate coming up.
Oof.
A big announcement, folks. Just today in the Discord, we shot it in there. We created our party full, so keep a lookout for that on social medias. We have the invite out just to start getting some heads, start creating some hype. For March 2nd, the first game of the season for the Earthquakes, the first home game of the season against LA Galaxy at PayPal Park. We're going to be there tailgating, turning up. You already know. We got the boy DJ Los.
DJ Los back at it. Shout out to him to, come back out and put on the good music.
Hell yeah. So if you're listening in and you don't follow us on social medias, do, or at least meet us out there March 2nd at the Quakes tailgate lot so we can turn up.
Turn up, yes. Ya hace falta,
Falta. It's been like 5 months.
Yeah.
At that point, it would have been like 5 months. So, yeah, hizo falta. But, yeah, welcome back, folks. Episode 89 of Goal Sided. Puro pinche perreo va a haber ahorita y en el tailgate y todos los pinches días.
Es justo y necesario.
Se tuvo que hacer. All right, folks. Yeah, welcome back. We got a jam-packed agenda for you guys as usual. We got a whole bunch of top news, mainly coaches leaving.
For real.
A lot of the 3 top news things that I have are coaches' drama, basically.
Drama or just leaving, right?
Yeah, basically. I guess it's all drama. A bunch of stuff in the Premier League with the weird schedule that we had going on. FA Cup over the weekend. Premier League today and yesterday. Tuesday, Wednesday. So that was kind of weird. Stuff going on in Spain. Barcelona woes. We'll go over that. And then a whole bunch of Liga MX.
Let's go. The bread and butter.
The bread and butter. The money maker. So let's get it, folks. Top news, everyone knows this. It's been all over social media. Jurgen Klopp has announced that he will be retiring at the end of the season, or at least leaving Liverpool is per se. But yeah, leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. He says he needs at least 1 year off.
Yeah, he's been going at it for 9 years now?
Mm-hmm.
He's been through it, won the Champions, won the Premier League with them. Only 2 major trophies, if I remember correctly, but it's historic. You see fans just crying that he's leaving on social media during the match.
The lady with the tattoo.
The lady with the tattoo, man. That was crazy. Like all over her arm.
On her arm, a big old face.
A big old face of just Jurgen Klopp there.
Isn't it kind of wild that like you would think they would show them love more, but she was just kind of like pobrecita back there, showing her tattoo, and he's like, nice, and then leaves.
It's so weird to me. It's like, they got something permanent on their body to honor you, show some little bit of love,
Yeah. Who from Goal Sided is going to get one of our faces on them? That's what I need to know. But no, yeah, it's wild. When you sent me that video, she just busts out her arm and I was like, oh, what the
and she was so happy about it.
Yeah, imagine you go to the local tattoo shop and then they're like, can you get this guy tattooed on me? And they're like, oh, is that your grandpa? No. It's the Liverpool coach.
Yep. And they're like, it's crazy, but that's the amount of love and respect he has in Liverpool.
Liverpool's been crossing boundaries. That a tattoo. John Oliver, the host of the I forgot what late night show with John Oliver, on HBO. But he accepted an Emmy or whatever the hell he got, and he listed the entire Liverpool lineup as a thank you. Right, everyone says thank you for winning the award, blah, blah, blah. He listed the starting 11 for Liverpool.
Yeah, and then también the Oakland Raiders coach did a little bit for Klopp as well.
Oh, really? Damn.
So respect all around the world for him.
Yeah, he said he needs 1 year off, and he also said that he's never going to coach a different team in Premier League.
Famous last words. I don't know. That's kind of.
I believe him. I could see some loyalty out of this man's eyes, man. Like, he seems about it. I wonder if he would hold the same for a team in the Bundesliga, because he's German, right? He was at Borussia Dortmund. Would he do that switch if Bayern comes knocking? I don't know.
Where do you see him coaching, if anywhere at all? Because like Germany and England are already pretty big, like footballing nations,
like as big
leagues.
As you can get.
Yeah, like where else can he go and be like, all right?
I feel like the switch to La Liga is a bit difficult because of the language.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I've been hearing a lot of rumors, and we'll go over it in a second, that Barcelona might want a German coach. So
interesting.
I can see him over there, but
I can see him coaching the German national team and going
that'd be
for
good.
that. I think that'll be maybe a more natural step. I don't see him coming to like Saudi League or to the MLS. Like, I mean, like realistically, where else? PSG. It's just like
he doesn't
crazy.
give me the vibe that it's like just money hungry.
Right.
But I mean, MLS would be great. That would be the personalities as a league that you would want there, and a growing league, right? You would want his personality, the Mourinho's, right, more than anything. Amazing coach plus wild personality, right? That's kind of what you would want there. No, but yeah, big kudos to Jurgen Klopp on his career everywhere, if he's going to be gone for a while, but even more with Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Next up in top news, Xavi in another league. Xavi announced that he's going to be leaving at the end of the season, and you already know that got mixed reviews from Barcelona fans. There's the awes, right? Aw, he's such a goat. He's like the greatest player of all time for our organization. Aw. But then there's also like a yes.
Yeah, I think there's more of those.
Please hurry up and go. Vete, por favor.
Yeah, I think there's more of those. There's more of the ones that, this is just another case of where a club legend doesn't necessarily become a club like coach.
A whole bunch of those. I saw an image of Thierry Henry, Andrea Pirlo.
Yep.
Gattuso. Yeah, like a bunch of these. Some Frank Lampard.
Steven
Gerrard hasn't broken through yet either.
Rooney tampoco.
Rooney le fue horrible en todos lados. Ese güey nomás, they just hire him to fire him. He just collects unemployment probably.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know. I just feel like he came in a really bad situation and it's just leaving. Like, nunca hizo nada aparte de La Liga last season.
But that's it. He turned the ship around. I was reading like a timetable of like his journey, and I mean, to turn it around where it was when he got it to winning La Liga, I think is huge, right? In a day and age where Real Madrid won the Champions League, right? Like, so they were doing well, and to be able to turn the team around, get some key signings to win the Liga that year was great. But I just don't think they future-proofed it by getting Lewandowski. Lewandowski scored like 30-something goals in that season. But then this season, he's like, se le acabaron los goles.
Yeah, and I think it's just a weird situation where you come from a Messi era where it just was going really well and you were beating Real Madrid. And now you have that expectation, especially bringing in Xavi and being like, all right, he was part of that group that just was basically invincible.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to bring that back to Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you won one good season, but now you have this second season, and we're back to the same like reality check.
But that's the thing that happens with these clubs when they can invest, right? And he got limited financially the moment that they started doing well, and they're like, all right, well, that's it. We got to sell players to make the money back now, right? We're nos estamos hundiendo, right? So like, what do? We got to sell the best players that we have. We got to loan out. What's his name? Ansu Fati, that they can pay his wages and all these things, right? But I mean, a little bit of a hot take. I would say the bigger pieces that hurt were losing Busquets and Jordi Alba.
Definitely.
Because now, if you look at the roster, the only player that's left, like Masia product, that's like veteran, que diga, like, I was here when we won things, is Sergio Roberto.
Yeah.
Which is not what you want. Like,
no, he had that one moment, pretty much. And yeah, missing out on Busquets when they tried bringing back Messi and it didn't work out for one reason or another really hurt them. Maybe if he had gone back, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, they could have gotten more players on a free, right?
Right, like people would have wanted to go there and play with Messi. But it's a sinking ship, like you said, and I think any coach that comes in is going to have a really hard time until they figure out that financial piece to the team.
That's where maybe I'll transition it perfectly what you said. Like, who would you think would be the front runner in this case to Xavi?
Damn, that's a big question. I think Brighton coach Roberto De Zerbi has to be the front runner.
Been rumored.
Just because he plays a closer system to what Barcelona has been accustomed to or what is known for. But I think that's another hot take is like, another question, does Barcelona need to switch up the system or should they just stick out to tiki-taka and just what their DNA is, right?
De Zerbi's pretty close to it, right? We've seen the stats that like they had 0 long balls out of the keeper, right? Everything out tocando desde atrás, right? Even if they lost the ball, even if they got scored on, immediately they would go right back to playing out the back. And I could see De Zerbi being at the top of that list. I've seen rumors of German coaches. I was reading, one of my coworkers actually was telling me that he thinks Laporta is going to want a German coach,
interesting.
Like maybe switch up the type of play to more of a counterattack, a German style of like really smothering the teams. And he was saying Hansi Flick, right? Because he was just the German national team coach until Nagelsmann came in. And I was like, okay, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But that would be a style that we aren't accustomed to Barcelona. But I can see it working if they have all young kids like they do right now, running everywhere, combined with a couple of veteran players. So I think it would be interesting. I like De Zerbi though.
Yeah, De Zerbi's a good coach. He's demonstrated so far, except last weekend when they got wrecked.
Smacked by Lutonsitos.
But yeah, I think Laporta has a big task at hand, picking the right coach. I know Rafa Marquez was also rumored, and he said, if the opportunity is there, I'm not going to let it pass up. So it's going to be a crucial, from now until the end of the season where they have to appoint that next coach for Laporta.
I think Rafa Marquez just naturally now, from what I've been hearing, is just going to be out of the race just because it sounds like not only do they just need somebody to fill in, but they're just going to have to suck it up and get somebody to turn the ship around, right? And it's going to be, in my opinion, too much of a responsibility for somebody who's barely getting started in Athletic, in El Barça Athletic, and Rafa Marquez. They're probably going to want him to get some other exposure somewhere else or, I don't know, become the assistant to whoever comes in and get that first team experience. I could see that if they want to impose him on De Zerbi or whoever's to come in so that they still have that Xavi-esque presence from an ex-winner of everything, right? And then maybe that will lead to him getting it at a certain point. Even myself, I would feel more comfortable with Rafa Marquez getting in that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Than them kicking Xavi at the door and then being like, all right, next respected player come in to ruin your legacy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same exact way I feel. It's just like we have so many little coaches, like the amount of Mexican coaches that we have, it's so small that I don't want somebody like Xavi or like Rafa Marquez who's in a prize position to just burn himself.
Ruin it all.
Just ruin it all.
Exactly. Yeah, so we'll see what drama comes out of this. One thing I did want to just get out, I don't know if Xavi really thought that at the beginning of the season. He said he's been thinking of it for a while. I don't know. Something in me tells me that it's just how terrible it's gone this season.
I think he had an idea. I don't think he knew it was going to go this bad.
Yeah.
I think as a coach, you have to know the type of players you have to be like, all right, it's going to be enough or no, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah. And we've heard it from Pep when he left Barcelona. He left, I remember hearing a couple of notes that just because of how exhausting it was from the media, from the players, from the pressure, from the ownership, from everything. Just that drains you, right? Being in such a big club that's asking so much of the coaches and the players. So I'm assuming that same thing got to Xavi. So maybe get somebody who doesn't care I feel like the Serbi wouldn't give a shit. He's like, I have no connection to Barcelona.
Right. That has no like emotional ties to it. Like it's a job, profession. That's it.
It's a job. I'm trying to be the best coach in the world. Let me get in and out, get the shit rolling. Yeah. All right, let's move it on. The last note, another coach one, like I mentioned, Roberto Martinez, who is now the coach of Portugal, right?
Interesting.
Just something to maybe preface what I'm about to say. He came out and said that he voted incorrectly for Messi in the best awards, taking the wrong dates into account. By that meaning that he himself, which we have talked about on the podcast, that some others may have done it, coaches, captains, media, players, whatever the hell the 4 categories are, but taking into account the wrong dates, meaning his performances at the World Cup, because those performances at the World Cup are right outside of the dates that are to be considered for the best, literally by a couple of days. So
what is he doing here?
I don't know. And why does he, the interesting thing, what I just mentioned, why does he come out now that he is the coach of the Portuguese national team working with Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, I mean, you're the coach of Portugal, but you're Spaniard.
Mm-hmm.
Messi spent tons of time in Spain. I think he has both citizenships. He could have played for Spain. I just think now that the time has passed and Messi has won it, he's like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to look good for your national team right now that he's the Portuguese national team, yeah, back up your boy Ronaldo and be like, no. Actually, if I would have voted the other way, Messi would have one less trophy.
Yep.
And maybe the GOAT conversation would be a little bit more even. But no, yeah, just a little funny tidbit. The conspiracy theorist in me is awoken by this.
Do you think he's a good coach?
I think he's been put in great situations, like that Belgian golden generation.
Yeah.
Right. And then this Portuguese team, we've talked about on the podcast, we've seen those graphics, how they can make like 4 national teams with the amount of players that they have that are good, right? Like, I think he's gotten a lot of opportunities, and if he doesn't do something with this Portugal team, I think he's like a complete bust as a career.
I think he's a bust.
And I don't even know what he did to like deserve.
I don't know either.
Those things,
especially that Belgium team. Like, you had the golden, the Bruins, the Hazards,
Lukaku at his prime,
Courtois. Like, you had so many good players, and he didn't shit.
He did not do shit. But yeah, if he can't do anything with Portugal, I think bust as a coach. And yeah, I think the Belgian national team would have done a lot more with another coach. Cualquiera, güey. Hasta yo, no mames. Déjalos jugar. Let De Bruyne cook.
Just let them.
Ni les estorbes. ¿Pa qué?
Don't even run practices, bro. Just.
All right, folks, let's take it around the leagues now. We'll start with the EPL. We had a couple matches yesterday, a couple matches today. But my biggest note, just a personal grievance that I have myself, Arsenal won 2-1 over Nottingham Forest. They dominated the whole damn game. They had 73% possession, at one point almost 80% until they started lightening up at the end. And why can't they just keep a damn clean sheet? They were up 2-0. They were doing amazing. Like I said, over 80% possession. And then they give up the 2-1 like usual at the very end. And again, it's Awoniyi from Nottingham Forest, who's famously a diehard Arsenal fan and wants to play for Arsenal.
Oh, shit.
And that's 2 matches in a row, to my understanding, that he scored against Arsenal at the end. He's like, aquí estoy.
He's raising his hand as high as it can be by scoring.
That was good, dog.
He's super
play
tall
for free.
Too and physical, like a target man.
He's a tank.
Yeah.
No manches.
Sign him up. This was crazy. Like you said, dominated the whole game for 89 minutes, and then they just fell asleep.
It was a shitty goal too. They crossed it to like the mid on the right side, and he headers it, but not like beautifully, like up. He's like, eee. It goes up, and then it falls right to Awoniyi, and he just like bodies Saliba, like lets it bounce, gets a little flick, and then Gabriel was too far and just like puts it away.
There we go.
And I'm like, bruh, like, I mean, good on him, right? If that's your team of your dreams, you got to put a goal up against them, right? But no manches defensa.
Yeah. So, they just keep
No
falling.
pueden.
No pueden.
These are easy. These are the championship games.
Since
Keep
a year
clean
ago.
sheet.
Since a year ago.
Tiene que ser papita these games.
Yeah,
No.
I quickly want to call out Matt Turner también. Just can't not make a mistake. Like he has to fuck up at least one time every time he plays his starts.
Yeah. I think the nerves get to him a little bit.
Yeah, and I think one of our Discord members, Paul Marie, called it out, said, yo, like you can tell this guy started in high school playing goalie.
For real.
It's like sometimes it's noticeable. And it's crazy, man, because like I know we're Mexican, but you hate seeing those type of goals coming from, an American goalie.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, you're always wishing them the best, and it's just not going the best for him. And it's just struggles. And I saw a Twitter page being like, you've seen those get ready to learn Chinese buddy memes?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, get ready to learn English meeting coming back to the MLS.
Yeah.
He is. It's just a matter of time. They're already looking for another goalkeeper at Nottingham Forest to go in for him and for their backup because they didn't love either transfer.
The Greek, right? The Greek is the backup.
You know how much Nottingham Forest loves a good transfer.
They love to spend. They just got Gio too.
Fuck, for real. No, but yeah, Matt Turner struggled. He got megged on the 1-0, I believe.
Super easy goal. Like he let it.
The whole back line fell asleep. It was a throw-in.
Right, but I mean, it was a throw-in.
It was an assist from a throw-in. That's not that part is not the keeper's fault, right?
It's not.
But Jesus Christ, for the ball to take two bounces from a throw-in all the way into your box, almost to the 6. And then Gabriel Jesus on like 2 touches to just meg the keep. Like the whole squad died. They're asleep. But then
the controller died.
But then Matt Turner, like, brother, you can't get megged at that point.
Dude, that was terrible.
No angle.
Hasta yo, way.
And then even Gabriel Jesus did the sacudiéndose celebration, like quitándose la sal. Like Las malas vibras. But then, Zinchenko and Ben White got in a little skirmish after the game.
Really?
Yeah, they were just like talking to each other, yelling at each other, doing some stuff. And Mikel Arteta came out to say that he loves it.
What does he love?
That he loves that they are not taking okay as acceptable. That they are not okay with the result that they got. That they want more.
They wanted that clean sheet.
The clean sheet, that it should have been a wider margin. He was saying that they needed better results. But that he loved that fire in them because apparently, he would confirm more than anybody that they're okay in the locker room at the end of the day, but that they're asking of each other for more. Chingale.
A ver, question. How long do you give Arteta until he delivers a trophy, a Premier League? The league.
I mean, Premier League is wild, dude. There's only one winner of that, and it's always City, so it's going to be tough.
But are you going to allow him to stay there 9 seasons and be like, all right, he got us 1. He did fine.
Yeah, I mean, if he does better in Champions, this is his first Champions. Remember that, right?
Right.
So, like, he has to deliver. They're on to the next round. They should be able to move forward from the first round that they have. He has to make it to quarterfinals, almost to semifinals for it to be successful as their first time, right? Okay. And then you're banking on the young guns, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, that next season they're going to come and do better, right? So he has to be fighting for the Premier League again, because I think the league knows it's a city world. We all live in it, right? But then he has to keep fighting in Champions League and almost win it every single year. That's how he survives. Right? If he gets knocked out in group stages or in this next round of Champions League, that's where I think they'll cut his head off and be like, no, man. I think most coaches in the Premier League, if you're fighting top 4, you're going to survive because they all know City's just going to take it.
Okay. But as a fan, like, I'm just wondering, like, okay, if I was an Arsenal fan, last year he bottled it. This year it doesn't look like he's going to.
Yeah, they're not leading it.
Right?
Yeah, they're not leading.
Next year, he has the same season as he's doing now. Do you keep him for a 4th season?
Make top 4, go to Champions League. Next season, do well in Champions League again. Yeah, he'll keep going.
Damn.
He will. And it's just a tough thing.
Yeah, I mean,
because like it would be worse if there was a new champion every season. I think if this season all of a sudden, if Liverpool won it this season, and the next season somehow United came back and won it, right? Then
the next season Newcastle came up and won it.
Tampoco, don't be making shit up. I'm just kidding. No, but like that's where like I feel like people would be like, all right, this fool, like he needs to get a win one season because it's an even race. But I feel like right now it's like get in top 4. Champions League is huge. Kill Champions League, and you're good.
Get top 4 champions. All right, we'll go one more season.
Yeah, that's probably what he's banking on. Is like my career banks on me doing well in Champions League because it's a tournament. It's an elimination tournament. We can all do well there.
Right.
So
okay.
I think especially if he wins it, bro, ahí se queda toda su vida.
He won't win it, bro. If fucking Arsene Wenger didn't win it, he's not gonna win it.
Yeah, but single elimination, you never know. I don't know. They can make it pretty far, I think. All right, speaking of making it pretty far, doing well lately, Los Lutonsitos.
Los Lutonsitos.
Luton Town, who has been dubbed by our Spanglish podcast, Lutonsitos. They ate their Wheaties.
They did.
Comieron frijoles.
Les dieron la proteína.
You see, they defeated Brighton 4-0.
Jeez.
I have a note here. De Servi heard that Xavi was out and said, "Oh no, I'm sucking. Fire me."
Oh no, I'm available now.
He's like, "Oh no, I'm getting smacked by a bottom 3 team. I should be fired so that I'm available for any opportunities that may come my way."
Yeah, and free también.
And another free. And I'll take my players too.
Let's go. Hey, starting with you, fucking. ¿Cómo se llama el güey?
Drop it. Mitoma or who?
No,
You should take Mitoma.
he should take Mitoma, but I'm talking about
Ansu Fati.
Yeah, Ansu Fati.
No, and
¿Ya se fue o ahí está?
he's still there, but injured.
Okay.
But he's probably gonna go back to Barcelona and be like, "Ya quédate."
No te quiero, cabrón.
Ya te traía allá y no me gustó. No, but yeah, Luton Town also beat Everton in the FA Cup, which we saw as a little bit of a cup set. So
yeah, Lutoncitos are getting tough. They're
I'm
growing
trying to-
up. Ahora sí van a ser los de Luton.
ahora sí son los Lutonsotes, los cabrones.
cabrones. Todo.
So to my understanding, and my understanding is correct, they haven't lost in 2024.
Let's go, pinches Lutoncitos.
Their last loss was December 30th, right before the new year. But, bro, let's go. They
Let's
said
go.
New Year, new us.
Hey,
Lutoncitos, ahora somos.
no new stadium, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll with these wins, we'll start getting a little bit of funding. Watch out for Luton Town. They're officially out of relegation.
Let's go. Son cabrones los Lutoncitos.
They're in 17th, 1 point ahead of Everton, who just can't catch a break because of those 10 points.
They should be 12th.
12th. But no, they're 18th. No manchen, no sean culés. You City at the top,
Chilling.
chill and just paying the lawyers to, just enrédalos, güey.
Ahora, ¿cuánto te debo?
Sí, hazlo, que sean pendejos. All right, folks, in the FA Cup over the weekend, Manchester City beat Tottenham in one of the most boring Manchester City games I think I've seen in a while.
Real, dude. They play with that brown freaking jersey, Tottenham, no?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's so ugly to me, pero it's Tottenham. Expected.
But yeah, Tottenham lose out on another piece of silverware, getting eliminated now in FA Cup. Postecoglou, who we were all very surprised with the style of play and how good they are, and we're like, they're going to win something.
They have to.
FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Now, only thing he's got left is the Premier League, and it's not looking great either.
They just se ganaron en pase para irse a su casa.
You see, nomás, un express trip a su
But
casa.
even with Madison, it didn't seem all that lively. He came in the second half. I'll give you that. But, I mean, we expected more out of this Tottenham.
Yeah, they did get a win today against Brentford in league, so they are now in top 4.
They came back after being down 2-0, so maybe this is the game they should have had against City.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too late for that. Pero
a little too late, yeah. So, yeah, City moves on, per usual, still trying for that treble, trying to, I don't know, they can just win it all.
I wonder how much longer Pep is going to stay there.
Se va a cansar.
Bro, ya gané todo, ya me voy para mi casa.
Yeah, he's going to pull a club and just be like, peace. Pero yo sí gané, va a decir.
But yeah, for real.
We have a cup settler, Maidstone United from the 6th division in England. We've talked about them before, that they're just that little engine that could this season in FA Cup. They eliminated Ipswich Town, who is in a promotion spot currently to the Premier League.
That's crazy.
Not bottom of the second division of the championship, not League One, not League Two. Promotion spot for Premier League.
Yeah. The Tractors' disappointing defeat against Maidstone. But, we'll see how far Maidstone can go.
Hot take, because they lost to Maidstone, a non-league side, a 6th division team, take away that promotion
No
spot.
los queremos in the Prem.
Muévenlos, güey.
Que se vayan para abajo.
Deduct points.
Like Everton.
Yeah, move them mid to lower table and be like, all right.
No. Just relegate them.
This is what y'all get. Try to work your way out now. No.
We like Ipswich, though.
No está bien esa cosa. We do like Ipswich on this podcast. Not Sheffield Wednesday, but we do like Ipswich.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Spain, to La Liga. It's just sadness over there.
For real, it's just boring.
It's sadness. It's a little boring, but I like Girona Real Madrid, the race they got going on. But sadness por lo de Barcelona. It's like sad. It's like when cuando le va mal a uno de tus homies, and you're just like, bruh.
Es que le va mal, es como el homie que está ahí, sabe que le va mal, pero
Hace
ahí
sus
está.
pendejadas, ¿verdad?
It's like, bro, te lo estás buscando tú.
Fíjate
Like,
en tus errores.
like, why are you keep making the same mistake?
Yeah, you need to look at your life, güey.
Ve que te limpien con un huevo así.
Sí,
para que
like,
te vaya mejor.
te van a quitar la sal, güey. Algo. But no, I mean, that's what it is. Barcelona is making these mistakes. They made the bed. They're laying in it currently. Les está yendo mal. They were beating Villarreal. They were down 2-0, went up 3-2.
Yep.
And then even in the Discord, they started getting a little cocky. La gente, papá, ya aquí estamos. We're coming back. Y boom, que les meten 3.
Yeah.
Back to back to back.
But that, after being up 3-2, once they went down 4-3, that goal, they were trying to play out the back.
Yeah.
That tiki-taka style. And they got caught.
Rómpela.
It's like,
Sácala.
¿qué están haciendo, chingada madre? Like,
No manches.
that's where you need those leaders to be like, yo, like, rip that. Like, anything that comes out here, vámonos para arriba.
Imagínate Puyol.
Dude, he would have cleared that.
No, but even if it wasn't him with the ball, like, if one of the guys, Christensen, messed it up like that, no manches. No sale vivo.
No, una regañada que le pone.
But, bro, rompe el pinche balón.
And
Sácala.
And that's where we're like, bro, like, what's going on here? Like, do they need to change of style? Like, they just crumble so easily, so fast.
But I think that's maybe one thing that Xavi, just from seeing it, lacks is like, you're up. Your team is not amazing. You're not playing amazing. Like, I would assume your brain, your mastermind brain wants them to play. You're up in the game. It doesn't seem like you've taught them either a ganar sí o sí.
Yeah.
De como sea, right?
Pues
We're
que
saying clear
muchos-
the ball.
They're young kids or they're just inexperienced players that have made it all their life, pero nunca así de un role, un leadership role.
Yeah.
It's like they've all just gone by just being in good teams. Like Gundogan was captain of Manchester City, pero no se le nota en el Barcelona cuando se necesita. En un club que no tienes a superstars,
I mean,
like you do at City.
He scored a goal and he had an assist.
He
¿Qué más
did.
quieres?
Quiero que les grite como si fuera Puyol.
Ni habla
a
español, el güey.
Ay, pues ahí está, man.
No, pero like,
Then it should come from the coach.
You saw that compilation of Frankie de Jong, how he just walks.
Oh, I didn't see
There's
that.
a compilation on Twitter about like it was like saying like if like being lazy was a person or something, and it's like hella goals where he's that 6, right? And they just walk right around him por todos lados, and he like could have dropped and helped a little bit, but I don't know.
That ship is sinking
I think,
fast.
and I think that's a hot take of mine that De Jong is a big part of the problem because Busquets would get stuck in with the center backs.
True.
That bajaba, right? A la Edson. Edson goes to the third center back to get out, right? Para salir. De Jong, the 3 in the middle. Romeo como que se queda más, but sometimes he doesn't play in Gundogan or who else is there. I feel like they're too like attacking, too like free-spirited. Necesitas un güey ahí.
Como poste parado.
Ahí. Tráeme a Edson.
True.
but like you need somebody stuck there.
And Edson would yell at these fuckers, fucking visibly. You can see it.
And yeah, it's just a shit show, man. But yeah, they got
so many holes.
They lost 5-3 y no se ve de dónde.
No.
Se les está hundiendo and they don't got a bucket para sacar el agua, no.
No, que tuvieran. It's a tough task with Barcelona right now.
Yeah. And I don't know. A new coach, I feel like the new coach needs to be a different mindset. Muy más like, amarren su huevo, güeyes, y a jugar.
Sí.
Porque, I mean, what Xavi's doing is not working. But yeah, on the other side of things, Real Madrid is flying. They beat Las Palmas 2-1.
After losing 1-0. They just came back, just Real Madrid style.
Yeah, and Vinny still riéndose, bailándole.
Gozando de la vida.
He scored the 1-0, hitting up Nailia Vidrio on Instagram.
Being like?
Just on a tangent. Apparently, Vinny loves him some Mexican women.
Show.
He was hanging with that streamer Instagram famous chick a while back. Like they would go to clubs and stuff together, right?
I forgot her name. I know who you're talking
about. And she apparently was friend zoning him, but he was trying hard on IG, on the pictures they take together. And now Nailia Vidrio, who's a player on Pachuca's Femenil right now, who famously dated Israel Reyes, dated Kevin Alvarez from America.
Now she's going international.
And yeah, it was going viral because somebody caught a screenshot that Vinny had liked her picture of her training or something. And everyone's like, damn, this fool loves Mexican women. Nos va a dar un hijo que va a ganar el mundial.
Ya cuando tenga pinche 40, 50 years old, y van Vinny Jr.
Vinny Jr., Mexican-Brazilian player representing la Selección de Mexico. Everyone was like cheering her on Twitter, like, yeah,
let's go.
Marry him, have kids. But yeah, Vinny rumored to Manchester United.
That's wild.
Rumored to Premier League teams, rumored to other teams to make room for Mbappe, to make room for Osimhen.
Dude, if they do Vinny like that, that'd be insane.
I feel like he is the DNA of Real Madrid right now.
Yeah.
He's el carácter de Ronaldo, de ganador, the like odiame más vibe, like just like
heavy, dude.
So I don't know why they would do that, but they could probably get a pretty penny right now.
Yeah, they do.
No, puro drama por todos lados en la liga, hasta con las doñas.
Y nosotros aquí con una chelita la vi.
Y sí. Girona beat Celta de Vigo 1-0, and they're still pushing. They're thriving. They are one match ahead of Real Madrid, but they are 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. So se va a poner bueno.
Se va a poner buena la cosa. Vamos, Girona.
And there's a 7-point gap between second and third Real Madrid, Atlético Madrid, and Barcelona. So 8 points behind the leader, Barcelona are. But I don't know. It's going to make for a good, fun race. Girona to Real Madrid.
It's heating up.
It's heating up. I can't wait for the head-to-head. Se van a agarrar madrazos. All right, let's bring it to La Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen dropped points
against Borussia Mönchengladbach.
You got it.
I was practicing, bro.
Papa, you got it. You hit that Google Translate and then hit the audio button.
Wait, let me hear it again.
The little Mönchengladbach.
It spells it out how you're supposed to say it.
You're like, good luck with that. No, but yeah, we knew this would happen. ¿Qué les dijimos? La receta. Don't drop points.
Right.
¿Y qué hicieron? Drop points.
Bro, come on, guys. We want to see a different winner other than Bayern Munich.
Ya nos cansamos.
Xavi Alonso, ponte las pilas, cabrón.
They still have a 2-point gap, pero no manchen, ya no es nada. That's one win.
Yeah, that's nothing, dude.
No está bien la cosa. In Italy, in la Serie A, Genoa, they beat Italian Milk Leche 2-0. And Johan Vazquez played a good amount, no?
Yeah, it was wild. I have a bit of a timeline here.
Okay.
Porque I thought it was a funny game for Johan. So he starts the game. 18 minutes into the game, he gets a very, very silly, gives away a PK where they just crossed him over and he sticks his leg out like he was in Liga MX.
I'm dead.
But thankfully the goalie got his back. So it's still 0-0. But in the 31st minute, Leche gets a shot away that Johan Vazquez deflects, and it goes in the back of the net.
Ay,
y dije, no, este güey me lo van a sacar at halftime. But thankfully, he comes out second half, and then there's a goal that scored, so now it's tied 1-1. And then with six minutes after the first goal, he strikes the ball because he's playing this left back, like left center back winger type of thing where he gets really deep.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a cross. He gets a really good shot that hits the post. And then the rebound goes to his teammate, and he scores.
Let's go. The hockey assist.
Wild game for him. He was involved in 2 out of the 3 goals. It would have been 3 out of the 4 if that penalty wasn't missed. But it's good seeing him get some action and be involved in the game. So.
Get involved. Chingale tú.
Johan.
Hazte protagonista, por decir, ¿no?
Even as a center back. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. You show some flexibility, dog. Ayúdales. All right. Yeah, beautiful. Let's move on to the Dutch. Let's move it on to the Dutch League. One quick note I just want to bring up. Santi missed the game-winning penalty versus Twente in their attempt to keep up with PSV.
Yeah.
La regaron.
Yeah, Santi seems like Santi's kryptonite are PKs.
Pues nomás que entrene más. No? He switched up his style. Like I've noticed before, he used to do that hella fast run up, right? Un fregadazo. Now he switched it up. No. Don't doubt yourself.
Yeah, it's more of a mental thing in my opinion, but he has Robin Van Persie, so
pues
helping him out, coaching him out.
Se lo agarren in training.
Por favor.
They're 12 points behind now, PSV.
So they're not even, what are they, in conference?
No,
position?
they're in second. They're still in Champions League.
Oh, they're
position.
second.
Somebody keep up. Let's go. Make it fun. Super quick. Let's call out the 2 cups that are going on. Asian Cup. South Korea beat Saudi Arabia in penalties. The biggest thing to call out. 2 things from the coaches. Jurgen Klinsmann, we all know, hasn't been loved with South Korea, but they won. And we made a TikTok, and nobody celebrated with him.
Yeah. Everybody ran past him to celebrate the goal, and he was just like there celebrating by himself. It seems like he's hated anywhere he goes.
Yeah, probably just not everyone's favorite. But then they got us banned on Instagram.
They did,
we posted a funny video of it thinking we were chill and going to evade all repercussions, but no, yeah, IG was like, no, not today. So that's why we're not posting on IG, folks, if y'all know about it. It's gonna be about a week. Espérenos.
Dude, it did. It banned us like 4 days. I was like, no manches.
On the other side of things, on the Saudi Arabia side, their coach is Roberto Mancini, and he literally left after the 3rd PK taker missed his. He's like, oh, no va a salir nada bueno de aquí.
I'm leaving, he said. So you can see the cameras of him just walking out, and we're just like, wait, that's really Mancini's leaving?
Yep.
Wild things from him. I wonder if he's going to stay after this Asian Cup or if he's heading back home.
I mean, from the Federation, I think him leaving like that says that he doesn't care. Why would you want to keep him? I mean, if you have the money to bring Mancini, you have the money to bring any other dope coach.
Yeah.
Cycle him out. Sácalo. They get to see real.
Yep.
Final 8. Well, we got Tajikistan versus Jordan. We got Australia versus South Korea. We got Iran, Japan. We got Qatar, Uzbekistan. Give me a final 2, Cesar, and tell me who's going to win it all.
I got final 2. I'm going to go with Australia and Japan.
Okay.
What do you got?
I think we could get a surprise. I think Qatar might make it in, but I think Japan's going to take it all.
I don't know about Qatar. I think Uzbekistan are a tough opponent, tougher than they look. And Qatar got pretty close against Palestine. It was a 2-1 victory for them.
Uzbekistan has been strong, so that's going to be tough. But if they weren't playing each other, I would have said Iran and Japan. Iran looked pretty good this last match. But who knows? South Korea could wake up.
Yeah.
I'll switch it up. I'll say South Korea, Japan.
That speech that Son gave,
for real?
See it? He was like, it doesn't matter how many Saudi Arabians are out there right now. We're going to show them we're better.
Damn.
Like, get him, Sonny.
My God.
Let him know.
My God. Tottenham needs him back. All right, let's move on to AFCON quickly. There's been a whole bunch of upsets. The top 5 ranked teams in AFCON have been eliminated. Now that we got Morocco eliminated, now that we got Egypt eliminated by Congo, Morocco was eliminated by South Africa, which is a huge upset. Maybe we could start there. Morocco had the chance to come back. in the hands of who you wanted, Hakimi, on a penalty kick, and he hits it off the post.
He skies it. Heartbreak right there. I think that's what brought the team down, because right after that, they get scored on, and that's what breaks everything. But it's just wild seeing a team that made it to the semifinals at the World Cup now going out in the round of 16.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the tail of the tape with everybody, man. I mean, Algeria not even making it. Tunisia not even making it, right? And then now Morocco getting out. Egypt losing now, obviously, because of Mo Salah not being there, right? But
yeah, Senegal as well was an upset with Ivory Coast.
Yep.
They lost in PKs 5-4, but Sadio Mane, you had the goalie Mendy, Diallo, Koulibaly from Napoli. It's just they had a pretty stacked squad, and they were the reigning champions, and they got eliminated.
Yeah, the final 8 that we got: Nigeria versus Angola, Congo versus Guinea, Mali versus Ivory Coast, and Cape Verde versus South Africa. So Cesar, let's do this. Let's do 4. Give me what 4 get out of this. It's getting a lot tougher because I feel like these are lower ranked teams, a little bit more even than if we had like Senegal against like some lower ranked team. Give me a final 4 and then tell me who wins it all.
So final 4, I'm gonna go with Angola, DR Congo. I'm gonna go with Mali and Cape Verde.
Okay.
I want the little guy Cape Verde to take it all. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna take it all the way, but I want them to in the final against Angola. I want to see Angola win it.
Oh, you want Angola to win it? Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit against you. I think Nigeria will move on versus Angola. I think Guinea will move on. I think Mali will move on. And I think South Africa will move on.
South Africa's a big shout, too.
Yeah, and I think Mali will make it all the way to the final. I think Nigeria has gotten it cleared out now. I think they've been like a struggling team for the big names that they have. But I think the rest of the high-ranked teams getting cleared out, I think this is their year that they can move on. They beat Cameroon 2-0. That's saying something.
Osimhen, Chukwueze, Iwobi.
All right, let's move it on. Let's take it on to Liga MX. Let's bring it on home.
Let's go.
The biggest news yesterday, mi Chivas Rayadas de mi corazón, they got their first win of the season, riding that momentum que les dio Chicharito from the announcement de la presentación. El juego de la semana, to be honest with you, Cesar.
Yeah.
3-2, very fun, very attacking-minded los dos equipos. Por todos lados andaban aquí, pa' acá, pa' acá, pa' acá. 2-2 at the half. So it was a good match. We got some really highlighted performances. Marcel Ruiz from Toluca showed up. Cade Cowell had his little flashes that we all know from the Quakes, but Chivas fans loved it. But yeah, Chivas came out on top 3-2 off of a Marin goal.
Yeah, and it was good seeing him kind of be the spotlight now. Even with Chicharito coming, he's like, no, aquí estoy yo de todos modos, and I'm gonna.
He hasn't played like all season because he's been injured. I thought he was legit gonna give up his spot for Chicharito. I thought La Hormiga, that young kid, would give up his spot for Chicharito, and they were the two that linked up on the goal. No Cade Cowell goal, no Pocho Guzman goal, no Alvarado. The winning goal had to come from a youth squad kid, La Hormiga Gonzalez, and Ricardo Marin, which I thought was really cool.
You love to see that if you're a Chivas fan. Just something I wanted to call out is like it was such a like dynamic back and forth game. Do you feel like if Chivas would play a stronger, quote unquote, stronger team like the Monterreys, the Tigres, even the San Luis or the Americas, we wouldn't have this? And it's está pintando similar to what Paunovic had?
No, I guess I would say they're still learning Chivas, right? They're learning Gago's system. And we were talking about it a little bit before the podcast. I love when teams have the ability to win ugly, right? When they just find a way to win it. Paunovic, the team had to learn to do it towards the end of the season, of his first season when they went to the championship. And I think they did, and that's a great skill to have. Getting a goal from your third striker in Marin, right? He's that far down in the pecking order. Like, I think those things are good for the moment that they're at right now. They just played Tigres and they lost pretty gnarly, right?
But so they had their chances to be fair.
They had their chances, but they're growing. And it's a week-by-week thing. Chivas doesn't get better overnight with transfers like a lot of other teams do because they're limited, right? So it is bringing in the right pieces, putting a lot of confidence in that coach to build the system, and that's how they got Paunovic to turn the ship around for the final that they got to. I think Gago's on a similar path where he can get them to really tune into what he's saying. In a couple weeks, I could see them being very competitive no matter who's there. But right now, this was a very good look on them that they were able to put up in a match where everyone's just shooting, high shooting, right? Like everyone's scoring and come out on top, right? Because Toluca was scoring right after Chivas would. So it's good looks on Chivas that they were able to take that. Here's another one, take it. And then at the end of the game, be like, all right, here's the final one. And yeah, win the game.
Yeah, I think that's a really good thing that you want, right? Que nunca se den por vencidos, that they always fight till the end. And I think it's also really good, like mentally for them to have won this game while Chicharito being there, being presented. So he can come in and be like, all right, yeah, I'm going to debut, but let's take this momentum, guys, and let's keep on moving. I think it was perfectly set up for him coming in.
Yeah, and it was really cool. He was in the locker room celebrating and having a little bit of after game chat with Marin and with La Hormiga, right? They're bench players. They're coming off the bench, making differences to win the game. So imagine
academy players too.
Yeah,
right?
La Hormiga, yeah. But that's where imagine the greatest player of the institution still being alive and able to play with you and coming up to you after the game and be like, "That's what I fucking need from you."
Yeah,
and I'm about to come in and help and play, and I need that from you when I'm here too. So I think Chivas is riding a good momentum, even with whatever Chicharito's bringing. It's dope. It doesn't look like it's gonna be bad. Right?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't look like that. But if I'm being I'm an America fan, también I just don't feel like defensively Chivas are sound to where I can see them being a real title contenders. And I guess to your point, it's gonna take time.
Yeah. Especially because they just got a whole new ass coach.
Right. But it kind of reminds me of previous season. I guess the only difference now are these two new players coming in and having that experience.
Yeah.
Do I still think they're gonna be finalists this year? I don't have them being finalists this year, but
that's what we said.
It'll take time.
But that's what we said the first season under Paunovic, right? It had been terrible for 5 years or whatever before that. And it was just okay, there's this new coach. What's he going to do different, right? And then you see the DNA of just win. And then after that can become whatever system you need to build around it, right? So I would just say it's a little too early to say. It sucks that they got smacked against a very good opponent, a strong contender in Tigres. But I think this is the right turn. The momentum with Chicharito, it should get them on the right path. And then we'll see. They'll get some big games coming up.
Yeah, they sure will. They got past Tigres already, so.
Yeah. Cruz Azul, they got back-to-back wins in a week time. They had a game over the weekend versus Mazatlan. They had a game against Tijuana yesterday, and they won. El Piojo Herrera threw down with Cruz Azul's sporting director, Iván Alonso, el Uruguayo. They were yelling at each other. I don't know what Piojo said, but Iván Alonso said, "Acuérdate what you said." Yeah. And then El Piojo was yelling at him some other shit.
Just the situation happening. It's so interesting seeing, because in Sunday League they would have gone at it, right?
I mean, Piojo was ready
because they're national and they're they can get sanctioned and all. They were just jalándose, grabbing each other's hands. Yeah. That's it. But it's just interesting to see that dynamic to when you go play Sunday League. It's just a bit of a side note.
Yeah. I mean, they're professionals. If you get suspended, you're not getting paid. Right, so they're not gonna risk not getting paid just because the guy called you a little name, right?
And he did call him, le llamó enano.
But the thing is, he was coming at Piojo because he said Piojo said something, and then he started calling him out, and then he said, "Que no tienes cerebro" or something, because Piojo was telling him, "What did I call you? What did I call you?" And the guy was telling him, "You don't fucking remember." I would never put it past him that Piojo was the one triggering people, but yeah, they were going at it, and then. They started covering it in Línea de Cuatro, Faitelson with El Ruso Samogilny. And El Ruso Samogilny started talking smack back to Faitelson because Faitelson was kind of defending Piojo Herrera.
Right.
Ruso Samogilny was kind of trying to be a little bit more like así fue la cosa and Piojo's wrong or these things. And then Faitelson had something to say, and then Russo Samogini was like, yeah, well, we all know that you are no stranger to directly attacking people for personal things. Because Faitelson was saying, don't take things personal in a soccer game.
Yeah.
And then Faitelson did not like that Russo Samogini said that he's gotten into arguments because of personal things, probably talking about the Cuauhtemoc thing. And he literally crossed his legs, said it's over. And then Faitelson said, oh, leave it to you, Russo Samogini, for defending your compatriota. They're not compatriotas. Russo Samogini is Argentinian, and Ivan Alonso's Uruguayan.
That was so funny, dude. I was like,
and he kind of got caught, and I was like, oh, that's so cringe.
So then, fucking, if I didn't have shit else to say.
I mean, le dolió. We all knew it. But yeah, that was just a funny note. Nothing soccer related. But Cruz Azul won back-to-back games. Their coach seems to be figuring it out. Brandon Vasquez scored a brace for Monterrey. He now has 3 goals in 2 matches. And everyone's loving that Superman celebration that he does.
For real, man's loving Monterrey. Monterrey's loving him. I think this was like perfect. It was a perfect move for him. He's filling in those shoes que dejó Rogelio Funes Mori. Yo, it's looking really good for him. I mean, he has all the balls in the world to put away.
MLS lovers are not losing their chance to make fun of Liga MX, saying that MLS players are taking over. That it's too easy.
That's
because Brandon Vasquez is scoring in bunches. But he's on a top team like Monterrey, dude. He's literally getting any ball that he could ever ask for.
Literally.
It's like literally too easy.
Just tap him in, bro.
Right behind him, he has a fucking ex-Real Betis player in like right at the end of his prime, still doing amazing in Canales.
Yeah, and then he has Mexico national team players coming in too and helping him out. Yeah. Like, man is stacked.
He's on an all-star team. So it's too easy. But what a fucking golazo, the header though.
Reminded me of that Robin Van Persie header.
Jesus Christ.
Popped it over.
That's that shit right there is like, no es de suerte, güey. Es de entrenarlo.
Es de saber cómo hacerlo.
For real. And you're just like, wow, you came out of a Xolos Academy. You're Mexican-American y no te llamaron para la selección.
Just fucking Mexico losing out on Mexican-American players. We've been calling it out for ages, and just now they have barely been starting with the younger kids. Calling in Mexican-Americans from LA, from Chicago, different places. Pero Brandon Vasquez would have been a great player to pick up.
I don't get why you don't bring him for friendlies. It's stupid. Mexico needs to... Tanto pinche juego... Molero para no traer a like good dual nationals is stupid. All right. Moving it on to Juegos Moleros. América versus Necaxa. Se agarraron a fregadazos.
Literally almost.
And I'll bring up another note later de otros fregadazos, but yeah. Richard Sánchez, your boy, le hizo, vámonos, cabrón, le hizo Wolverine, le hizo al pinche Mayorga.
Y Mayorga had to literally be subbed out because
lo dejó pinche madreado, güey. Swollen, bloody, cut up.
He cut him up. He cut like right above his eyelid. Richard Sánchez didn't cut his nails that day. Cut him right open. And he had to be subbed out. It was kind of gnarly to see. Un chipotazo también, bien chao le quedó. And then later on, like 20 minutes later, Necaxa's player, Diver Cambindo, does the exact same thing. He doesn't cut up Cáceres, but he gives him a little like madrazo and
un recuerdito.
And he gets a red card too. So it was a boring game after those 2 incidents. And you're just like, all right, cool.
That's why y'all got to get your manis and petties done, dog. Porque you never know. Y vas a arañar a un güey como pinche Wolverine, no manches. But yeah, Necaxa remains undefeated.
Yeah, so does America. Fun fact.
Nobody cares about that. What? Necaxa is undefeated.
Necaxa, yeah.
Yeah, which
El
is
estadio de Necaxa was booing Necaxa.
¿Y qué? They're in freaking...
America was there.
They're in 4th place with a game in hand, and they winning that game, they can jump up to 10 points and be tied for first.
Good for them. Are they going to do it?
¿Quién sabe, güey? Ahorita van a jugar. Just a callback in the Chivas game. You saw the madrazo del Tiva y...
I saw all the memes. I didn't see the actual madrazo.
Yeah, what's his name? Mateo Chavez, hijo del famoso Tilón Chavez, ex Chivas GOAT. Yeah, he went up for a 50-50 ball. He didn't even need to go for it. Diva was wide open to header it. And he went up for almost like one of those, when young youth players are trying a little too hard. He's just all over the field. Así es su personalidad. He went straight at Diva. And they crashed heads.
Damn.
Diva got hurt so bad that he had to be subbed out. And Mateo Chavez had a big old gash. And it was like...
Oh, I did see the still picture of that.
There's so many memes about it.
God.
There was like it said, "Mom, ¿qué es ese ruido que oí?" Yo, nada.
That's what I saw. That's exactly the meme I saw. And I was like, oh shit, sí se le miró. Like already their shirt is red.
Yeah.
But now their face too gushing out. I was like, damn, that looks nice.
Está rayado el güey también en la cara.
Sí, I don't know. Pero,
yeah, they had to put that swimming cap on.
They were both from Chivas, right? And
yeah. And there was nobody around. They didn't have to.
There you go.
But then all the memes, wrestling memes, fighting memes.
The snowboarding meme where the guy just comes in and fucking makes the other foot do a backflip. That shit's
Christ. Yeah, they're saying that he has a vendetta against his own teammates. But no, not the
just Chivas only got like 2 brain cells over there.
That's what it is. Es que le echamos ganas por todos lados, güey. Somebody just needs to tell him, do that to the other team. And then you'll be all the America players con los arañazos. All right, just to kind of wrap us up, I wanted to go a little bit over the table in Liga MX because it literally is the same thing as every goddamn year. And there is even one team there, Atlas, who is losing right now currently, so they moved down a little bit. But riddle me this, folks, the bottom of the table. Atlas, Querétaro, Tijuana, Juárez, Mazatlán, Puebla.
Yeah.
It's literally who I would have, if you would have told me and I wouldn't have looked at the table, who's at the bottom, it's them. Milagro, Necaxa, and San Luis aren't down there because
Milagro.
Parece como que they're changing it up, pero no manches, güey. Mazatlán, Juárez, Tijuana, always. Pueblita, mi corazón, they just need to get a win, but like, it's the same team.
We just did the transfers episode and we called these teams out for not making any moves. And the moves, some like Juárez, they make moves, but all the moves are like
old heads.
32-year-old from like Tampico.
Yeah.
Or like from somewhere so random that you don't like, who are these guys?
Yeah. It's kind of wild. But yeah, expected, but not surprised. All right, Cesar, let's bring it on home. Let's give people something to watch over the weekend.
In the Prem, we got Newcastle against Luton Town. Los Lutonsitos have been on a roll lately and haven't lost a game in 2024. We'll see if they can beat my beloved Newcastle.
Also in the Premier League, I got Arsenal versus Liverpool Sunday morning. That's going to be a good one. Arsenal is 5 points out from Liverpool. They got to chip away at that by getting a W this weekend.
In Liga MX, we got America against Monterrey. El Caliente de Brandon Vasquez has 3 goals in 2 games. The Mexican-American. We'll see if he can score at the Azteca.
We got El Derby Madrileño over the weekend. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid has a chance to widen that gap between second and third to just make the race for first place between them and Girona. This is going to be a bit of a payback match for them for getting eliminated in Copa del Rey. We also got that Atlantic Cup, folks. If you guys don't know what the Atlantic Cup is, neither do we. It's a friendly tournament in Portugal for European teams that don't play in the winter. But this year they invited Real Salt Lake because what's happening in Utah, they're snowing a lot. So I'm assuming they go to a nicer, warmer area to get a better preseason. So Real Salt Lake is joining the tournament this season, and they are playing Brøndby of Denmark. If you guys are online, take a look. Yeah, and that's all that we had, folks. We'll bring it on home with that. Bring us on home, Cesar.
Yeah, guys, like we mentioned early in the episode, we're going to have our tailgate March 2nd, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Join the Discord. We'll have all the details in there. We're going to have a DJ, so if you're in the area, in the Bay Area, or want to travel, just come out. It's always a good time.
All right, folks. Follow us on all socials. Subscribe wherever you can. Share us with a friend, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace.